The firestorm surrounding Fox News flagship reporter Bill O'Reilly, the most, if you will, watched cable news anchor and reporter in modern day history, is now come under scrutiny for having lied on several occasions, having lied about being in El Salvador, where he saw nuns shot in the head by the counterinsurgents there, lied about being on the Falkland Islands during the time of the Falklands War, when he was indeed 1,000 miles away in Buenos Aires. All of this has been reported by Mother Jones, a David Corn reporter, that Bill O'Reilly has lied. The more recent lie that Bill O'Reilly has told, he has been unearthed, was in his days of reporting in Dallas, that he was at the home of one of the persons that was associated with the killing of Kennedy, whether Lee Harvey Oswald or Jack Ruby, and he knocked on the door of the home of that person, and immediately he heard the shotgun fire go off. The man committed suicide. Well, Bill O'Reilly lied about that. He was in Dallas at the time. We have documented proof that he lied about that, and documented proof about the lying about seeing the nuns, documented proof about the Falkland Island lies. But what I want to say to you is that Bill O'Reilly is not going to be taken down by those who are exposing his lies, because Bill O'Reilly has a CIA connection. Bill O'Reilly gave Obama his presidency, saved his first term presidency, and gave him his second term presidency by saying that he had seen the birth certificate, which is a lie, just like the lie about being in Florida, just like the lie about seeing the nuns being shot in the head, just like the lie about being in the Falkland Islands. But that's not necessarily what I'll talk to you about today. But you do need to understand that to take down Bill O'Reilly, you're going to have to expose him as a CIA operative. You're going to expose him as having been given those credentials by Fox and by Barack Hussein Obama, and that Bill O'Reilly is indeed the biggest supporter of Obama and saved his presidency on 2 occasions. So it's going to be very difficult to take Bill O'Reilly down because of his structure power with Obama. And the other person of interest in this matter is Al Sharpton. But here, quickly, Jason Blair, a 36-year-old that was hired, 27-year-old reporter that was hired by the New York Times, going back several years ago, fabricated stories the same way that Bill O'Reilly fabricated stories. And for the case in point of this matter, while we don't necessarily like to make racial assignations as our pivotal point, we do want to point out that Jason Blair was from the East Side, or what you might refer to as African American or Black. 27 years old, hired by the New York Times, who fabricated comments, stories, events to the tune of 73 national news stories where Jason Blair stated that he either talked with people or he was there on the scene. And this went on for quite some time, with the New York Times reporting and allowing these fabricated lies that Jason Blair was telling to be published in the New York Times. When finally it was revealed that Jason Blair was indeed a liar, and that he had not been to any of the places he said he had traveled to, but simply sat at his desk and fabricated made-up stories, more than 73 stories that were printed in the New York Times, as New York Times was trying to reach out in an affirmative action way to hire someone from the East Side of the African American or Black persuasion, if you will. New York Times bit the bullet, fired Jason Blair, and have slowly been able to recover of such a liar and a fabricator. Now, the reason why this story is important today is Bill O'Reilly is doing the same thing. I want you to listen to an interview that was conducted this past week with Brian Stelter on CNN, and with another reporter that documented unmitigatedly that Bill O'Reilly lied about being in Florida, the way Jason Blair lied on several occasions about the reports that he made. And then we're going to try to come to some conclusion should Fox News do what the New York Times did with Jason Blair. Roll that clip.
He was working on a story about the investigation into JFK's assassination, and he was trying to track down a former friend of Lee Harvey Oswald. The man's name was George D. Monrenschmidt. Now, I think I'm getting that wrong. We'll check it. Now, here's what he wrote about it in his best-selling book, Killing Kennedy. This is from page 300. It says the reporter traced him to Palm Beach, Florida, and traveled there to confront him. As the reporter knocked on the door of the daughter's home, he heard the shotgun blast that marked the suicide of the Russian, assuring that his relationship with Lee Harvey Oswald would never be fully understood. By the way, that reporter's name is Bill O'Reilly. So that's what O'Reilly wrote in the book, plain and simple right there. O'Reilly says he was outside the guy's house in Florida when he heard the fatal gunshot. And he said basically the same thing on Fox News while promoting his book. But O'Reilly wasn't there. Remarkably, there is an audio tape from that very day of a phone call between O'Reilly and an investigator named Gaetan Fonzi. Fonzi's widow let CNN hear the tape, and it speaks for itself, so listen.
Hi, Gaten, Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Look, something definitely did happen.
Yeah, I got it.
What is it?
He committed suicide up here in where I was trying to locate him.
Okay, where is that?
It's a place called Manalapan, M-A-N-A-L-A-P-A-N, Palm Beach County.
Okay, so he committed suicide. He's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, what time?
Late this afternoon. I don't know.
Okay, gun?
I think he said he shot himself.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Isn't that something? Jesus.
Now, we got to get this guy Epstein. I'm coming down there tomorrow. I'm coming to Florida. We got to get this guy. He knows what happened.
Well, I'm going to be up there probably trying to secure the papers.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to get in there tomorrow. I'm going to get a car. Is there a number? Will you leave a number at your house where I can reach you?
The only way, call the magazine.
Okay. Now, okay, I'm going to try to get a night flight out of here if I can, but I might have to go tomorrow morning. Let me see.
All right, so now here, this has been well documented that Bill O'Reilly wrote in his book, Killing Kennedy, and on several major stories and encounters, he also said that he was there at the door at the time that the shotgun blast went off on the porch in Florida, when indeed he was actually in Dallas, as you can see by this interview conversation that he had. He stated that he was there. He stated that he saw the nuns being shot as well. He stated he was on the Falkland Islands in the midst of war. Several lies consistently told and now documented that Bill O'Reilly has reported on that are flat out fabrications, if not out downright dirty lies. What's the difference between Jason Blair, who lied to the public, to the American public, to the international world through the New York Times, and Bill O'Reilly, who's done the same thing through his many publications and through his celebrated, if you will, O'Reilly Factor broadcast? I want to let you listen to the biggest lie that Bill O'Reilly has ever told, and why it is that he has CIA credentials, and why he has threatened a New York Times reporter to come after that reporter with everything that he has, and why he can do that, and I'll tell you what those threats are like. But this is the biggest lie that Bill O'Reilly has ever told. Listen to this.
President Obama birth certificate controversy. Some people believe the president was born in Africa. Well, the factors investigated, and it's bogus. The president was born in Hawaii, and there's no question about it.
Stop this evil that's coming out of people like Bill O'Reilly, that it don't matter whether it's about his birth certificate. Stop it. The birth certificate goes to the heart of our Constitution, and our Constitution is bigger than Barack Obama. If we lose that, we got nothing in this nation anymore. And for you to say that we don't have a right to fully examine, you're going to jail. You're going to jail, Bill O'Reilly. You may think that you're riding high now. 10 million people watching you every night. But you can go to jail, and you're going to go, and God be my witness, I'm going to work as hard as I can, put all of y'all covering up and maligning our Constitution. It's called treason. What it's called, Diane Sawyer, it's what it's called, Charlie Gibson. That's what it's called. It's called treason. And conspiracy to commit treason. If you have sat down at a board meeting And memos have been passed stating, don't discuss the birth certificate. It's conspiracy. You're going to jail. Now, I gave that word back in 2009 when Bill O'Reilly told the biggest lie of his journalism reporting his history. The biggest lie he ever told in his career was that the birth certificate, he had seen it, like he was not on the porch when the shooting took place. He did not physically see those nuns being shot. He was not on the Falkland Islands. He did not see the birth certificate. But what's the difference between Jason Blair, who reported 73 fabricated stories for the New York Times, and Bill O'Reilly? Well, there's one other thing you need to know about Bill O'Reilly, is that a New York Times reporter who was going over the Falkland Islands lie that Bill O'Reilly told, Bill O'Reilly retorted by saying to the person that I'm going to come after you with everything that I have, soon won't amount to much. And he said you can take that as a threat. Now, this is America's, if you will, or the world's top cable news reporter threatening another reporter from the New York Times with coming after them with everything that he has. Now, let me tell you what he has in his arsenal. First of all, he's a CIA operative. He's been given those credentials by Obama to protect his illegal presidency. The other thing is that when Bill O'Reilly's wife left him for a police officer, Bill O'Reilly, with his millions of dollars, hired private investigators to snoop around, to intimidate, to harass the police officer, and to harass his wife when she dumped him for a police officer. So when he says he's coming after you with everything that he has in his arsenal, he means he's coming after you with CIA wiretaps, CIA powers, CIA structures, because that is what has been given unto him for having kicked the Tea Party, or told the Tea Party to back off, told the American people to back off of the birth certificate. Otherwise, Obama was going down in smoke and going down in flames and going down in his first illegal election and going down quick. To Bill O'Reilly stepped in. I cried to the top of my voice, America, don't do this. I didn't fall out with the Tea Party. I just would not have anything to do with an organization that knows that this man is a Muslim and a fraud, but yet will allow Bill O'Reilly and Fox News to tell them to back off on the birth certificate issue. Now, what's the difference? Why is it that Fox News is not going to fire Bill O'Reilly, but yet the New York Times fired Jason Blair? The answer is simple. I've already given it. Bill O'Reilly actually is the one who cemented the illegal presidency of Barack Hussein Obama. But I, James David Manning, have vowed to work until Obama and Bill O'Reilly are both put in jail. So let the both of them come at me with everything that they have. I want to appeal to you, the American people. What have y'all done? Why do you watch Fox News? You know that Bill O'Reilly lied. And now we have a series of lies that has been documented in unmitigated way that this man is a flat out liar. He's not a reporter, he's a liar. But the biggest lie he's told is a treasonous liar by placing Obama, saying that he saw a birth certificate, which he did not see, saying he was on the porch in Manalapan, Florida, which he was not, saying he was on the Falkland Islands when he was not, saying that he was in Salvador when those nuns were shot and he was not. What else do you need as proof? America, Tea Party, Republicans, conservatives, Fox News watchers. What else do you need before you wake up and realize the treasonous damage that has been done to this nation? When are you going to exercise yourself and stop drinking the Bill O'Reilly Fox News Kool-Aid? Jason Blair, we don't know where he's at right now. But Bill O'Reilly, you're going to jail, Bill O'Reilly. You're going to jail for treason. And Roger Ailes and others who sat around the boardroom and passed around memos and said, quash the birth certificate, make the Tea Party back off, make the birthers look like they're racist, loons, whack jobs, crazies. You're going to jail, Bill O'Reilly. God be my witness. You're going to jail. If you want to come at me with everything you got, then come on with it with your bad self. Come on. I'm on 123rd Street and Lenox Avenue. Bring your boys and I'll have mine. But come on with it. You're going to jail, Bill O'Reilly. I am James David Manning. I'm the Lord's servant.